the number of subsets of a given set from the table, as you see on the left-hand side. If we are working on the empty set, which has no member, or the zero number of the elements, or the zero number of the member, then we can list our subset as just itself. Therefore, we can say number of subset is 1. For the case that we have one member, let us say that containing A as a member, the cardinality or the cardinal number equals 1. We can do the list of our subset of this set as the original set or the set itself, and the empty set or the set that containing one member. Also another subset that containing no member. Therefore, there are two subsets for the set that has one member or one element in there. If we move on to have the set that contain more than one member, for example, the set of two members, the cardinality is 2. Make a list starting with listing the original set, and then the set that containing just one member. After that, make a list or make a set that has no member. As you see, I highlighted the one in yellow, the set containing 2 members, the one in green containing 1 members, and then the last one, no member. After we are done making a list, so we can see there are 4 subsets for the set that has 2 members or 2 elements. If we add one more member into the set, the cardinality or the cardinal number is 3. Starting making a list of all subsets, starting with the set itself that has 3 members, and then the set that containing 2 members. This case, the 2 member set would be the set of AB, AC, and BC. The next step, make a list of the set that containing only 1 member. So let's choose another color to see the differences. So different one. And then after you are done the list of the 1 member, make a list of the set with no member, which is the empty set. So you can see the total of subsets of the set of 3 members would be like totally 8 subsets. So we come up with a formula to compute the number of subsets for the set that has n element, or the cardinality, let's say, or the n. For the case of 0 member, so n equals 0, so 1 is 2 to the power 0. For n equals 1, the total number of subsets would be 2 to the power first. For n equals 2, the number of subsets equals 2 to the power second. For n equals 3, the number of subsets is 2 to the power 3. Then we can summarize this as we know the set has n element or the cardinality is n, the number of subset is 2 to the power n. But if we look for the proper subset number, that means we have to take away one of them, because the proper subset has to be smaller than the original number. Therefore, we're going to skip the one that looks exactly the same as the original set. If you take away 1 from each, so it becomes the number of proper subsets. For this example, we're going to find the cardinal number, that's the first one, and then calculate the number of subsets, proper subsets, and list them. For the first one, the first part, the set A contains the member as a number 6. This one, since n of A equals 1, sorry, that's a typo. It's supposed to be 1 here, n of A, because only 1 member or 1 element. So n of A equals 1. Therefore, the number of the subset would be 2 to the first power, which is the number 1 here. 2 to the first equals 2. The total of the subset for set A gonna be 2. And then when you list them, gonna be the original set and another set that has less member in there. Once we get the subset, we can determine the number of the proper subset by taking away 1 from the total subset. 2 to the first minus 1 equals 1. And when you make a list, so gonna be just the set of no member or the empty set, because the empty set has no member and only one set that's smaller than the original one or original set, as the set A contains only 1 member. For part B, we have the set of blue and white. So we can say the n equals 2 or the number of the elements is 2. We can see that the number of subset is 2 to the second power, which is 4. And when we make a list, gonna be starting with the first one. I'm gonna use like B and W to represent blue and white respectively. So the first set is the original set itself, has 2 members, and then the next gonna be the set that containing only 1 member. And the next group gonna be the set that has no member. So then the total 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 number of the subsets. And the second part, we're gonna look for the proper subsets. That is not too bad because we already compute the number of the subset. For the number of the proper subset, we just subtract 1 from the number that we just got, which is 2 to the second minus 1, or 4 minus 1, or just 3. So when you make a list, gonna be the list of, we don't count the original one because we want sets that's smaller than the original one. Gonna start with the set with 1 member and then no member. So 3 of them for the proper subsets of the set of blue and white members. So the next one, I'm gonna add another slide, which would give us more room to work on. Okay, since part C, part C is a set of the letter C, A, and T. So we know that n equals 3 because there are 3 members in there or 3 elements in there. When we compute the subset, so the number of subset is 2 to the third power, which is 8. And when we make a list, we start with the set itself, which is a set containing C, A, and T. And then the next group gonna be the group that contains only 2 members. So starting C and A, C and T, A and T. Next, we're gonna list the set that containing 1 member. It's the set of C, the set of A, and the set of T. The last one gonna be the set that containing no member, which is the empty set itself. So let's count how many we have. It should be totally like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we get 8 of them. And the second part, we're gonna compute the number of proper subset. The key term, proper. Proper, that means we don't take the original set as a subset of, as the proper subset. To compute it is 2 to the power 3 or to the power n and then subtracted by 1. And the total would be 7 proper subsets for this set. Make a list similar to the way that we list the subsets. But we are not going to include the original one. We're going to go to the next, which is the one that has one less member than original, and then keep going until we hit the empty set or the set with no members. So starting with the CA, CT, AT, and then C, A, T. The last one will be the set with no member. So we have totally 7 proper subjects for the set in part C.